Hi, friends. The last time we were together, we dressed these girls in their covers. The hardcover of Maullie and the soft cover of Rosie. And today we are accessorizing both of them in their unique style. Hi, it's Kerri with Created Me Creative, and welcome to my cozy little corner. Maullie is going to be getting a journal topper, and I haven't put it together yet because I'm still trying to figure out which portrait I'm going to put on. Now, I'm really leaning to this because this is Millie from the Millie kit, but these two pictures are also very stunning. So that we will decide later. For today, we are going to work on adding a few different page edges and yeah, and maybe a couple of pockets and tucks. So Rosie has a lot more frill, and Maullie is just a little bit more contained, I want to say. And so I am going to add just a little bit of a different way of using this inspiration fabric. So for Rosie, she's getting a full ruffle that I've sewn on the sewing machine. And Maullie, my goodness, Maullie is going to get this, and I'm just going to kind of squinch it up. I don't know how else to say it. So let me just throw some fabric tack down here. Hopefully it works. I've been playing in the first three signatures, and I actually had to make myself stop so I could film because I was having so much fun. So let's just squinch it up using that glue, and I may have to add more. The nice thing about fabric tack is it gives you a little bit of room to play, and I'm just going to hold it in place there, allowing some of the floral to show. And then I have keep squinching it here. I have some art glitter glue, and I'm just going to tack down some of the fabric edges to each other so they stay where they're supposed to. Like that. And that's really all there is to that. And then I'm just going to add a little button right at the top. Just like that. And that is Maullie with a little fabric, inspiration fabric. For Rosie, it's just a little bit more detailed. Her ruffle is quite ruffly. And I am just going to put it right down the edge of this paper. Now, the nice thing about these ruffles that are sewn, they can actually be used as a tuck as well. So we'll just get that down there. Just like that. And I like it coming off the edge for Rosie so that you can see it from both sides when you turn the page. Just like that. Same fabric, a different look, and they're both gorgeous. And I could add buttons to this one if I wanted to. I may not. But there we are for that. Now let's see what else we can add. So in both of the girls, I'm also adding a pocket, well, a few pockets, but this one here, I've just put together a, this is one of the pieces from Millie, Raven Vintage, her kit for Millie, and I've added it to this coffee stained paper doily, and we are just going to, I'm going to move Rosie out of the way for a second, and I'm just going to do it as a not a sealed pocket. I'm going to leave the bottom open, so we're going to glue here and we're going to glue down this edge, and then whatever we put into it will be able to peek out. Oh, I'm going to pop that little piece out there. Okay, so we are going to do this corner and this edge. And I like adding these little pocket details. Take your pin out, Kerri. Because you can put something fairly large in, so that I probably put way too much glue on there. Busy yakking here. Fairly large because it can use the whole page because you're just gluing down edges, and I love that. All right, let's see how we did here. I glued these two pieces together ahead of time because I didn't want to get glue on the paper. And we'll just push that down. And then, depending on what you have, when it fits in, you can utilize the whole page. And it just peeks out the bottom, and I think that's super cute. So we will load that up at a different time. Now, in Rosie, I have this is from one of the Shabby kits from My Porch Prints. And I cut the center out, and I'm going to put vellum in it. And then it will become a pocket. So I'm just going to use it as a tuck. So just the two corners. And then whatever we tuck in, we'll be able to see. And I absolutely love vellum. I really do. Let's move Rosie up. I'm just going to put a little glue around the edge. All right. Just want to make sure there's no glue seeping out. Now what I do want to do is grab a little bit of tape, because sometimes vellum likes to curl. So I'm just going to split the tape in half, and I'm going to just kind of put it on a couple of the edges to hold it down so it doesn't curl, especially at the top, because that's where things are going to go in. And then this edge here, I put it on the wrong edge there, but we'll do one at the top and the bottom, or the side and the bottom as well. I don't know. Put that there, and then just a couple pieces along the edge here. Because vellum doesn't like to be wet. And then I will just cut this piece off. Okay. Ah, it's stuck to me. Get off. All right. Rosie, move over. There we go. And we will just add a little pink around the flowers. I'm going to put that right on there. So let's go down this way. And we'll get it in place like that. And then we will put glue across the bottom, up the side, And then we'll glue the rest of this flower, and we're just going to glue that right to the page. And we will put it just like that. And I'm going to wipe the glue off the back of this because it is sticking over now, which I don't mind. There's another pocket in Maullie or Rosie that we're going to put down as well. Now, we made these in, when did we make them? Easy Stash Builders. I believe it was series, or the part 2. We did these ones. If you haven't seen them, there's a few of them, and we're going to do one in Maullie as well. I'm just going to trim up this. Actually, let's see where it lands. You know what? I am okay with the overlap. We're going to lay her down flat, and we're going to get glue down this edge across the bottom. So we just use book page for this one, and not all the way to the edge on this. We use book page for, actually the whole entire series was book pages, and we did a lot of different projects, but this was the pockets, and this one's got, get that piece of paper again. It's got the top pocket because of the way we have glued it on, and then it's got a little pocket here and another pocket right here. So 3 little pockets, and I love how the pink edge looks on the dictionary page. Like, I just think that's so pretty. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit on this side. All right, that is in. Turn the page and make sure. Okay. Very good. Okay, and I know that Maullie has a pocket in here from, there it is, from the pages. Now hers, again, is just a little more aged, a little more, the paper is definitely more aged. And just the detail, how it was decorated, is definitely more Maullie, more vintage. So we will do the same thing. We will come up this side. And I'm going to leave a little bit of overhang. I like that ripped edge. I don't want to get rid of it. And I'm going to leave this entire edge open, so it's more of a tuck than a pocket. And we will put that on there. I'm going to turn the page to make sure that the glue is not seeping over. But see how that just peeks out, that little vintage edge. I love that. I love the ripped edge of the book. And we'll just press that down on the bottom. So we did 3 different styles of pockets. So, and just like that. Think, what else do we have? Oh yes, page tabs. I made some page tabs. Now this one needs a little stamp on it, I think. I think we're gonna do that. But where it bends, I still want it to be able to be used because this is light enough for writing, but I thought it would be really pretty just to have just that little bit of pink showing, and then, you know, balance it off of this one. So we are going to glue that down right on to the edge of this page. And I made these with, what did I use? Book page, dictionary, just that pink paper that's being used in here, some piano roll, and just a little bit of the scrap of this paper here. And Rosie has one as well, or Maullie has one as well. And again, hers is the same thing. It's the coffee stain paper, piano roll, dictionary, a little bit of music, and then the paper. Actually, I have another one in here too. Where? Oh, there's the tab. So in the, and I know Rosie's got one too, in the piano roll, there are sometimes words, and look at the color of that word. It just picks up so beautifully, and I had to put this tab in this area here because this paper is also this paper. This was the leftover paper actually from the back and front inside cover, and so I just tore the rest of it up to make part of these tabs, and I think that is going to be absolutely stunning. And we're going to put this one near the bottom. And I will only glue down half because then we can use it as a tuck spot if we want to. And I will turn it over to make sure that the white is not showing. But we have a little bit of that vintage dictionary page peeking out just slightly. And I love how that looks. Beautiful little tuck spot. I think I'm gonna just glue down a little bit of this paper too though, just to make sure it stays. There we go. Oh, they are coming together so well. So we've got paper tabs added. I know I didn't make these on camera, and if you're interested to see how quick and easy these come together, leave me a message in the comments below, and we will do a video upcoming with that, either vintage style or shabby chic style, any style really. It's just a matter of which papers you choose. So there's the actual writing from this, and see all the layers. Now, let me move Rosie so you can see Maullie's layers. They're just very gentle and a little bit aged, soft. She still has the softness, but it's just a little more subtle, not as, you know, not as flowery or frilly as Rosie. And that's the difference between them. A lot of their components are the same, but how they are interpreted is slightly different. So I'm just going to glue this edge down here. This is that cream colored fabric, the linen that we used in the snippet roll. Now, when I put an edge like this on Rosie, I usually have it extend past the page a little more than I will in Maullie. And again, that's because of their styling. I'm going to trim this little extra off. And I love these papers together. They're so pretty with the floral. Let's get rid of that extra little bit there. So, and again, just a little bit of softness, but not overdone. Just a little bit of softness. And then in Rosie, let's see what page edge we can add to her that is truly Rosie. She's got this big frill we can add. I love this fabric, or this lace. It is so pretty. So let's put it down, and then you'll definitely, again, it's just a page edge, but it makes such a difference with Rosie because it's just got that little bit of extra, which is exactly what Rosie is, just a little bit of extra. All right, and I'm going to get my fabric scissors for this one to cut it clean at the end. I'll save that little piece. You never know when you're going to need it. And I just want to trim this one up too. Just like that. And there. See, Rosie's edges are just, look at that. Look. She's just so pretty. So, and I tried to use the pieces that I used in the cover as well as part of page edges. Now, all of Maullie's page edges are just on the side, keeping her a little cleaner. Rosie, on the other hand, she has tabs at the top. She's got fabric at the bottom. She's just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So let's see what else we have. Okay, so both girls also have what I would call a fabric tab. And so in Rosie, her fabric tabs go on pages, on the sides, on the tops, and on the bottom. So I'm going to actually add this one to the bottom here. And I think I'm going to put it, I'm looking at the bottom of what I've got so far. And I've got a full length white, a full length pink, and then a small turquoise close to the spine. I don't know if you can see that there. So I'm going to put this one near the outside. And her cover is long enough that it accommodates for this. This is really goopy. I should have put my lid back on, but it will still work. As a matter of fact, it might work better because it'll grab more fabric. So we are going to put that there. And we just want it to peek off the edge a little bit, but not in any way be in the way if she was sitting on her end. So as you can see, it's not coming out the bottom. It's all even with the bottom, but it just adds that little added flair that is so very Rosie. And just make sure that's glued down. And there is enough fabric there that if you had a small little tag, you could just tuck it right into the fabric. So it becomes a tuck spot. And that's, I love that it's just not decoration. It is also useful. Now, I'm going to put that back there. That has to go on the back page, and I lost the top tab, which I think is actually going in here somewhere. So we'll just toss that there. So Rosie also has those small little bits. There is one there. And I think that one we are actually going to put on the edge. Let's see, at the bottom here. Yes, we will put it at the bottom, and it's just going to pick up on the green. And the reason why I'm putting it at the bottom is because there is a green tab in each signature, and Rosie is a little more carefree, Maullie is not. Maullie likes things to be precise. So I've got it so that it's the next signature has one as well that will come here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the 5th one. So it is going right at the bottom because that's just how Maullie rolls. So I'm going to put that on this edge. Get rid of that glue ball from the top. Let's get her so I don't put too much glue. Just like that. And then Maullie's tabs are just a little bit more reserved as well. They're a little tinier. They're a little more symmetrical. They're not overdone like Rosie. Not that Rosie's overdone. She's not. That's how Rosie rolls. She's just fancy. And that's just peeking out just a smidge. Again, just barely over the edge of the page, where Rosie is a little bit more pronounced. So, and that little bit of green is just so pretty. Picks up on those leaves. I really, really like that. And we're going to have to find a nice tag in there that picks up on that sagey green as well. So, let's get rid of those extra little strings. I love the frayed edge for Rosie, or for Maullie. So, and I know that there is a green tab in here somewhere as well. So there it is. And that one we're going to just do on the outside edge here. So let's just put that down as well. Maybe we'll do it on the lined paper on this one. No, let's put it on this. So now I just need to find the edge. It's here on the signature before at the bottom. So I want it kind of in the middle, right about there. And again, this could be used as a tuck spot. It's a little more difficult with Maullie to use it as a tuck spot because glue string, because the tabs themselves are a little narrower, but you might be able to tuck something in there. Just a little bit. And there we go. So now Maullie has the green tabs. If you can see that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And look at her edge. Just slightly where Rosie is a lot more. And I love, it's getting so hard to choose. Maullie was in the lead. Rosie is gaining some attention, and I'm just really struggling between, I don't want to choose. Honestly, I don't want to choose because I think they're both gorgeous in their own way, and yeah, they really are. All right, I am actually going to do this. I have this beautiful card, and I am going to glue it down here. If the tealy turquoise in here picks up in the colors of the lined paper from here, as well as the edge of this page. It is so pretty, and I am going to ink it. Now in Rosie, I only put a paper tab, so it didn't give extra writing space, but this one in Maullie, when you open that page, there will be writing space on the back of this card as well. And I believe that this piece of ephemera came from the, oh goodness, it came from Amity Bloom's kit, which was Maud's secret garden. And that's probably Maud sitting in her garden. So we will have Maud in the inside of the book. And I think we're going to do Millie on the front of the book. And those two ladies are what makes up this journal's name, which is Maullie. All right, we've got that down. And this just adds a great little extra writing space right there. And it looks so pretty. I love the way it's you know, aged. And the colors are so pretty. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize that green little tab that we put on. It is so pretty beside this. It picks up the green of all these ladies' dresses. Fabulous. That is going to go down there. Molly's lace is not like Rosie's lace. Rosie's lace is frilly and Molly's lace is just a little bit more reserved. I don't know. It's so sweet how they use the same types of elements, but because of the aesthetic of the element, they look completely different. And yet all from that same fabric. Inspiration from that fabric that is being used in both. So unlike Rosie, whose lace is flowing over the edges, Molly's lace is just getting that tiny, tiny little scalloped edge over the end. And it adds a little bit of interest to the back side of this coffee stained paper. Just going to cut that edge. And it looks so pretty on this side. This perfect for writing. And then it mirrors this little detail on the pocket of the advertisement, which I think is so beautiful. And then, of course, Rosie's lace is, I want to say dripping. It's just overlapping the edges, but it's also so pretty. Like I said, I'm really struggling to choose one over the other because they both have such beautiful elements and they're so in character for who they are. So I think that will be it for today. The time crunch is coming for me. I know I have to leave on vacation and I need to get a few more videos done before I do. Hopefully I will have something for the Thursday and the Saturday while I'm gone. And if not, forgive me. I have been trying to keep up. I have a lot of other stuff that I'm trying to get done as well. And yeah, I'm trying. I really will try and get these two girls done. I may have to skip the Little Grace mixed media and not skip it, but postpone it till the following week after I return. But Maullie and Rosie, they're getting there. The Saturday video that's coming up is going to we're going to work on a couple of things to tuck into these pockets and tuck spots that we've created. And I think I'm going to be using paint chips for one of them. And yeah, just a couple of other quick ideas. It'll be a quick craft along, but grab your supplies. If you do have paint chips, grab them. Maybe a sanding block or an emery board, because we're going to do a little bit of distressing. And then we will load up these pockets, and then these girls are almost done. I do have a writing board to make for Rosie and a journal topper to make for Maullie. And I don't know if those will get done on camera or not. And I want to apologize for that. But my vacation date snuck up on me. And because we're preparing for my son's wedding, it is taking a little bit of my time. So yeah, but for now, they're looking so beautiful. Again, let me know. Let me know where you're leaning now, because these girls have not just been dressed, they've been accessorized, and then we're going to put final touches on them. So let me know, Team Maullie or Team Rosie. Let me know. Okay, blessings, take care, and we will chat soon. Bye-bye.